All right, guys. Oh no! Oh no! I dropped my bubbly. We'll fix it. I just have to drink below the level of where it was spraying out of. Anyway, today's adventure, I'm going to meet Stan. We have a 300-year-old portage that we want to check out. We're not sure if the road to get in there, if we need my four-wheeler or if we can drive a vehicle. So it's way down the highway and we're going to go check that out. And within a few kilometers of there, we also know of some bunk houses from the 1930s that were used by the highway workers. When they built the highway, the workers stayed there. So we want to maybe swing the detectors a little bit around those 1930 bunkies and check out the old road that's going to lead to Voyageur goodies in a future video. So come and join Gage, Stan, and I, and let's do this. I pull up and this is what I see. I'm not sure what's going on here.
It's called a stretch and maintaining flexibility into your old age.
Good for you, Stan. You flexible old bugger.
But yeah, that's where we're going.
This is the behind the scenes, guys. It takes hours and hours and hours of map hunting, researching, library, books to figure out where we're going and what we're doing.
But see, on this more modern map.
So here we are. Noisy as old heck. But somewhere just down here, a couple hundred yards, 1930s bunkhouses. Now the road we wanted to check that we thought we might be able to drive down is gated, but it doesn't say private, so we can walk it to get in there, but it means we're gonna have to walk. So the day that we do our Voyageur route, we'll have to walk in that road. We know where it is now. Unfortunately, we can't take a vehicle, but that's okay. Almost looks like a road right here. Oh, there is a road. Okay. So somewhere off of this road, how many buildings?
Well, 6 if you count the 2 that were supposed to be over here. 6 bunk houses in the 30s, and they ate, drank, slept, partied on site.
All right, let's find them.
And I imagine there's a bottle dump back there somewhere. They threw them all in the river.
Well, we'll see if we can find it. Yeah, maybe in the river. Might be bottles in the river. So as Stan says, you want to find the place where they congregated at night, sat around the campfire, where they did their laundry down at the river, where they swam. You know, 1930s, there wasn't TV. They were sitting around campfires at night. So, all right, we're going to just start swinging right here and see what we can find.
There's practically a beach down there now.
Gage approves of this site. Oh no. First hole, bottle cap. Alright, I got this clump of I don't know what garbage, but Stan's yelling for me down at the river here. He said he's got something cool. Oh, look at that.
Over there, and this thing is eating mussels like you would not freaking believe.
Oh, and there's a den under.
It's over there, it's around the corner.
Well, I see a hole there.
It's all under this tree.
Okay, yeah. So, a muskrat or an otter.
You dug this out, you can get freshwater treats. But look at all the beach here. There's signals everywhere. I just got a little lead thing. And check out the old Coke bottle. I mean, I haven't even been in the water. It was just kind of washed out. What year is that? It looks pretty old.
Oh, that
30s,
yeah, that's 30s, I'd say. All right, I've got a coin here. Just a penny, but how old is it? Well, 1965, so not that old. Well, I can see some kind of shelter over there on the far side of the river. Somebody's built something over there. So I just found a tube of something here and I unraveled it and it says, for external use only. Well, there's an old Dominion 3030 shell, probably from the 30s. And 2 feet away, another one. So this guy was obviously shooting at some deer back in the day. Fired a couple shots at least. Heavy duty copper. I just found that heavy duty copper, and then there's this log that is hollowed out here. And I see a depression in the ground right there. So is this where one of the bunkies was? I don't know. There's a metal. This is much more modern, but well, an old 22 shell. Lots of junk on this road. Bottle caps and camping stuff and hunting stuff. Well, there's about a quarter of the crap that I've got in my pouch right there, guys. It's all the same stuff. Bottle caps, shell casings, and tin foil. Alright guys, I'm going to just show you, turn the headphones off and show you how many shell casings are on this trail. So I just dug 15 casings. There's one there. One there. I don't have to go very far. One there. they're all ringing up the same. Alright, I'm calling it, guys. Officially, no treasure in this location. Not old enough. But it's a place we can check off on the map and say, been there and checked it out. Oh boy, did we finish just in time. Hey guys, another day and adventure calls. So Stan and I are trying to figure out where to go metal detecting. The grass is so high, it's a lot of work right now. So we thought, well, maybe in town somewhere. And I thought, what about the 6-inch coil? I bought this a couple years ago. I did some tests with it. I didn't really like it on the knocks. It changes all of the sounds and it gets tricked. Gets tricked by nails a lot. But I thought, well, maybe today's the day. We have nowhere else to go. Let's just go to an old section of town, put on small coils, and we can do walkways and pathways right in town, some sidewalks maybe, and see if we can find old silver in the oldest part of town. A few weeks back, I took a really good tumble down some rocks, and I wanted to show you guys. It damaged my coil. There's actually a hole that goes right through, and it's no longer sealed, but it should be okay. The coil inside is sealed, but anyway, the 11-inch coil did get whacked on the rocks. It's still working, but I think maybe I need to seal that up with something just for my own peace of mind. I don't know what, but wow, that's so tiny compared to what I'm used to swinging here. But we're going to try it. We're swapped over, and I'm actually going to bring this one in my pack sack because I know before I got so frustrated, the sounds are so different on this little one, and I wasn't impressed with it. But maybe it's been a couple years. Maybe I need to give it another good, thorough go. So, I don't want to knock on Knock the Macro. I love their products, guys. You guys know that I used the cruiser for like 3 years. John is on his 3rd cruiser. I own a Simplex. Stan owns a Simplex. They make great products. My problem is that I've contacted them like 5 years in a row saying, hey, guys, can you support the channel? Can you send us something to try? And nope. They told me last time, well, we've already got 2 Canadians. I don't know who those 2 Canadians are, what channels they're running. I guess we're small fish at 20-some thousand subscribers, and I get no help. So I really, really wanted to try the Legend. I really wanted to, put it through some paces, some testing. We've done a lot of testing on this channel. You guys know I'm scientific. I'm unbiased because I also use the AT Pro. I had a bounty hunter machine. I use anything that I think can get us treasure. And I'm not committed to one. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's right there is why they don't want to send me products, because I'm not committed. Look I'm still wearing the old AT Pro hat. I still own and use the AT once in a blue moon, But anyway, I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on the Legend. Now, yeah, it's a $900 investment, and I don't think it's that much different than the Knox. It doesn't find Canadian clad any better, which is one of the things I'm looking for in a new machine is... I love the Simplex. What I don't like about it is that a lot of targets, tin foils, bottle caps, it rings those up as coins, okay, where the Knox does not. I think the Legend is in the same vein, because basically what Nocta did was they copied the Knox. They just said, oh, let's tear it apart, let's build our own, the exact same. They even changed the tones on the legend to sound like the Knox. Hey, whatever works, right? I'm really thinking about getting one for the channel, but I've been on the fence all summer. I don't own one yet, so hey, Knocked and Mackerel, if you're watching, guys, again, I'm reaching out. And I've reached out in letter form. They even got back to me 2 seasons ago and said, yeah, what do you want? And when I told them what I wanted was, hey, send us a detector to try. Send us some pinpointers to try something. Never heard back from them. But I guess it was if they were going to give me a hat or something to promote their products for free to our 30,000 subscribers, they would have did that. Oh, I'm definitely going to have some kind of detecting complex if I detect with this little 6-inch coil. It's so tiny. Okay, so I'm in one of the oldest sections of town, and I'm just going to there's lots of sidewalk here on both sides of the street, more than I can do in one day. But let's just give it an hour and see if we can find anything worth sticking around for. And if not, we'll move. There you go, look at the old houses. You know this is an old part of town. This is probably the oldest part of town, right back to the very turn of the century. So even though there's only 4 feet of space there, this coil is so small, it takes forever to go across it. You would cover that in 3 seconds with the 11-inch coil. But it's cool, we're going to stick with it, we're going to try it today. Alright, so we'll document all these today because we're using the small coil. That was ringing up 35. And I don't know if it's part of a big old nut of some kind that's broken, I'm not sure. But that would be a silver coin signal on the bigger coil. Okay, 14, I was expecting a pull tab, but it's actually foil. Okay, solid 23 was a penny. That's normal. That's in the right range, even with the big coil. So, okay, so we got an old salt and pepper shaker top, another penny, and a piece of copper. I think he stalks me. Follows me on YouTube. Heavy duty zip pull right there. That's heavy. So I really have to remember to slow my swing down. If I'm doing my normal swing with my 11-inch coil, it's just way too fast. Some kind of fastener. Okay, so a rusty old nail that did ring up into the 30s, but it was down into the 20s, 30s, it was all over, so I knew it wasn't a coin. Hey, solid 24, and it was right down in there on the side of the sidewalk. Heavy brass fitting, ringing up solid 28. And to prove my point, look at how fast Stan can cover the same sidewalk with his coil on the Simplex. He's moving at about 6 times the speed that I am with that little coil. Okay, so we talked about the 6-inch coil before, guys, and really, the only places I can see it being an advantage are somewhere like heavy bush where you got to go between trees, or underwater, okay, because it's going to move much easier through the water, or along an old fence line or something that the 11-inch coil is just going to scream from 3 feet away that you can't get to. I mean, this will still, you can't get right up to a fence with this. You still got to be out a foot. It'll get you closer. But I mean, the amount of time that's taking me to cover these 2 sidewalks, about an hour and a half here today, I could have done that in 25 minutes with the other coil. Now, we are testing it today. I was hoping to find an old silver. We're in the old part of town. I'm not done yet, but really, I find it hard to justify the 6-inch coil. I still do, even on this reevaluation here a couple years in. Oh, Stan, mooning traffic down there again. Jeez, buddy. Solid 20. That'll get you a little padlock. Apparently this cat is really well fed right there because he's not even looking at the pigeon over there in the middle of the road. You lazy cat, you. And apparently the pigeon has a death wish. He's just gonna sit in the middle of the road until a big truck comes along. Well, that's shaving cream in a tube. So that's an older one. That's before my time. Okay guys, my last thoughts on the 6-inch coil here. I thought of one other place you might want to try using this, and that would be for kids. If you were out detecting with kids, depending on their size and age, this is very easy for them to swing. And the other place, maybe a really trashy area, but I don't think so. Because in those trashy areas, I do just fine with my 11-inch DD coil. Yeah, sometimes you got to dig a little bit extra garbage, but you're going to dig it anyway. So it's not like this thing is going to, go right through there and pinpoint only the good stuff. It's not. So I can't say that that would be a justification, but definitely water, definitely for kids, and definitely in a tight confined space between fences or something like that. That's about the only places I would say that that is maybe worth thinking about. But 98% of the time, guys, I do just fine with my 11-inch coil. It's hot. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.